Everyone dreams of becoming a digital nomad. The freedom, the beaches, the lifestyle. But nobody talks about the part where you're thousands of miles away from your friends and family. I've spent months in countries where I didn't know a single person. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I not only deal with that, but actually thrive in this loneliness. The first tip is to focus on a project. During my first digital nomad trip to Peru, I started my first YouTube channel. And having this project to work on was the biggest factor in why I never felt lonely. Having this YouTube channel meant that I was always spending time creating and keeping my mind occupied on the video that I was working on at that particular time. Since I was always busy doing this, I never really had any time to just sit around feeling bored and getting lonely. I was always doing something that I was passionate about. One of the best things that you can focus on as a nomad to keep your mind busy is growing your income. Not only is this going to help keep you occupied so that you're never getting bored and therefore lonely, it's also going to help you improve your lifestyle. As your income grows, you can move to better cities or better parts of a city and live a better lifestyle. You can get better Airbnbs and enjoy nicer experiences, and it's just a win-win situation. Another thing that I like to focus on, and something that I definitely recommend focusing on, is working out. Not only is this going to give you another thing to focus on so that your mind's occupied, but it also allows you to get that social aspect, as there's always a lot of people in the gym, and it's also going to help your mental health. And even if you do feel lonely from time to time, when you're in a good mental state, you're not going to feel depressed and you're going to handle it well. Speaking of working out, I'm going to go get one in right now, but make sure to stick around as I got 3 more tips that not only keep me from being lonely, but also make my experience in another country so much better. Now, the next tip is to date the locals. Now, I know it's probably going to get me some hate in the comments as it has a pretty bad rap. Most people picture a guy going on a tear in another country. However, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about doing it respectfully, putting in your bio that you're looking for someone to show you around the city or something to that regard, being upfront and honest about it. And a lot of locals will be more than happy to show you their culture and show you around the city. Doing this has honestly got me some of the best experiences as a nomad. I've been to exclusive bars in Peru that I wouldn't have been able to get into otherwise. I've been to areas and cities that other nomads don't even know about. A lot of the time, you learn a lot more about local culture doing this as well. More than you ever would if you just tried to explore the city on your own. So because of this, it's going to make you enjoy your trip a lot more. And obviously, it goes without saying, it's going to keep you from being lonely. Now, one caveat to this that I want to make you aware of is it can be dangerous depending on the country you're in. But if you keep your wits about you, make sure that the girl is actually real and kind of get to know her before you go on a date with her, it can definitely be worth it. Una noche más, la luna te trajo con el sol te vas. Sueles desaparecer cuando más te quiero ver, como una estrella fugaz. Now, the next tip I have for you is to get apps to meet other nomads or even some locals. This is definitely a weakness for me. I get so caught up working on projects that I don't really get out and socialize with other nomads. However, it's definitely something I want to work on in the future, as other nomads are a lot more relatable than just regular day folks. They're living the lifestyle that you enjoy, so you share that passion. A lot of them are entrepreneurs as well, so I'll get along with them there. And networking like this is not only going to scratch that social itch that you have, but it's also going to allow you to share experiences in the city and stuff that you should do that you otherwise wouldn't know about. Not to mention, it's nice to have a friend down there and someone you know that speaks the same language and allow you to look out for each other. So some good apps for this is one, Trip BFF. I have used this a little bit in the past. It's free, but there is a paid version that unlocks a lot more stuff. It's definitely a good way to meet people. There's also Nomad Table. Now, I honestly never knew about this one until a couple weeks ago. I downloaded it and it seems to be pretty cool. You put in the dates when you're going to be in a city, and then there's like a city chat that you can chat with everyone who's there. And it allows you to see who is in the city during the time period that you're there. Another good resource is Facebook groups. If you type in the city that you're going to in a certain country and then Nomad or expat at the end of it, there will be a ton of Facebook groups that you can join that allows you to see other people that are in that country. And oftentimes there's a lot of locals in these groups that are wanting to meet up, wanting to show you around and make your stay very welcoming. So I definitely recommend joining some of those. And another good one is groups ran by other influencers who are nomads. There's a few good ones out there. This is actually something that I want to get going once I get a bigger following. So keep an eye out for that, but that's a few months to a year down the road. Now, my next tip is to find ways to connect with family and friends. Now, this is probably the most effective way to get over feeling lonely as a nomad, as it's nice to see a familiar face. It's great to do when you're away during a holiday and you want to see everyone. One thing that I like doing is doing like a FaceTime group chat. My parents and sister, my brother and my other sister all live in different places, so if we do a group chat, we can all talk to each other all at once. I try to do this once a week just to stay connected with them. However, it doesn't have to stop there. Another thing that I do is play video games with my brother. Typically, once every few nights, we hop on Xbox. I cloud game, so I don't need to bring my Xbox around. I just stream it on my computer and have an Xbox remote and play with him. And I have a headset and I can connect with my family that way as well. Not to mention you're doing something, so there's less pressure on keeping the conversation going, like on a FaceTime call. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're pretty new to nomading, and one thing that new nomads are looking for is a cheap spot to live. So make sure to check out this video right here as I talk about the cheapest cities in Latin America, and don't forget to click subscribe.